Okay, so the last thing I want to tell you about stitch markers is this nifty little trick that I just figured out fairly recently, about a year ago, which for me in crochet is pretty recent. Basically what it comes down to, it's kind of one of those like eureka or dope moments that it's kind of like, why didn't I think of that before? So this is just kind of to share a little tip and hopefully help you along the way. Basically, the majority of patterns that you come across will tell you to chain, however many for that pattern, which, in like something like this scarf here, it's only the 20 stitches across and, 10 rows each of the whichever color. Working 20 chains across isn't such a big deal, but when you get into some of the patterns where it says, chain 87 or, 172 or, stuff like that, this trick can really come in handy for you. So we're just going to start this off like you would normally. And, and even if it's not really, one of those great big chains, this is something that could help you, in just your everyday, everyday situations. You may sit down and get started on something and, then the phone rings and it's all the way in the other room and, you end up talking on it for an hour and a half and you forget where you are. So this is just kind of, basically using the stitch holder as it was meant to be, but in a kind of different way. So we've got our slip knot there, getting started. We're just going to do, for this demonstration, I'm going to do in tens. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And in a real situation, I would probably do this in more like 20s or 25s. It's basically whatever you're comfortable with and whatever works out better with that particular pattern. So now we have 10 here. We're going to do one more, and we're going to take our marker and just put it right through what is basically the right side loop of the heart or the top of your chain versus, say, with the back bump. And we're just going to put that on there. Okay, so we have 1 on the hook. That'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And do one more. And put that in there. So now we know we have 10 and 20 plus 1 chains. And for, like I said, for this demonstration I'm going to do 25. So I have 1 there. I'm going to do 2, 3, 4, 5. So, like I said, something happens, you have to put it down, and, this is just make it, quick reference to say, okay, I have 20, and you can take those back out to that last stitch, or, just count those last few, which are the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is on your hook. So, just for this, we're going to do single crochet, so we're going to skip this first one here and go in that next one. So there's 1, so there's 3, and we've come to the chain that has the marker on it. Now you can go ahead and take that out and just kind of stretch. Let me show you to stretch out the chain a little bit, get it back to its normal tension, and continue working. Or, as you can see, it kind of makes like a little pretzel pattern there. You'd be working not in the top one or Actually, you would be working on that very top one there versus the thread that makes your back loop, or the bottom, which is where your stitch holder was. So I'm just going to go along real quick and maybe show you that one more time on the next one. If I can. So again, if you were to keep that on there, got one more until I get to that, it would be, here's your bottom loop, there's your middle, and there's your top, and that's the one you would work. And that's all for that.